It must be Friday night. Ready to fight on a Friday night. Let's get busy. Okay. So, a couple things we prep for season 5 coming up. So, something we have not had to talk about, but I'm going back in to Bounty Hunter because I said I was done with it, but now I take it back. I'm not done with it anymore because it's season 5. And season 5, what I'm going to start doing now is anywhere that I see speed ups, I will now be getting speed ups because season 5's coming, and the one thing we're going to need to do is create troops. And the fighting for season 5 is incredibly exciting. What up, Vader? Season 5 sounds incredibly exciting for anybody who likes to fight. Very, very excited about that. And I mean, who knows how the season is, but you know me. Here, we're more always positive for things until we actually, see and experience stuff. So positive outlook, and it sounds fun, sounds different. Everybody keeps saying, oh, it's the same thing over and over again. Well, guess what? It's not. And if you like fighting, sounds like there's a lot of it. But the one thing that we're going to need to do is create troops. I now actually will be changing my strategy and talking to everybody a little bit different about the T11s as well. I don't know how the T11s are going to work necessarily, like how strong they are. Probably going to uncover them on Tuesday. We'll do some testing and figure that out for everybody to see like what the strength increase is. But when you think about it, one of the things that's actually highlighted in the news was the difference between the two T11s, where it showed here, and it showed that like the armored troops, although these are for the stronger players, the assault raiders, the armored troops, it says troops last longer. So you save on resources and time. It reduces the serious injury rate. So obviously these armored troops are going to live longer, which tells me in a season where, like season 5, where we're going to fight 3 times a day, we're going to need to go through a lot of troops. So we need to really start stockpiling speed ups. But also, T11 may become more in importance for that, because if these troops last, like, I don't know how much longer they last. Like, what does it equate to? And again, we got to be like, it's no star T11s we're talking about too, right? So it's not like we're talking about the 3 stars or the 4 stars. It's the no star T11s. But just saying, I think it just brings new meaning to having the T11s. As before, we didn't really have a reason to rush. We didn't know anything was around, and if it's a normal season, we also know during the beginning of the seasons it takes a while for the fighting to start. Not that we have that information yet, but I mean, when you're gonna be fighting 3 times a day, I don't know how long we're gonna have to stockpile speed ups. But like I can have all this strength and do all this, but if I don't have any speed ups and I can't make troops, then a lot of good I'm gonna do. So troops is just going to become incredibly important. So that's why I'm going to just start stockpiling in the events where I see speed ups available. We're going to have to buy them. So that's what we're doing. That's what I will be doing now. And I think I'm going to need about 1,000 to get all of these speed ups. And so far I only have, I'm halfway there already. So see how many I get. I can come back and buy them from the store if my bullets don't do it, which they probably won't. So I won't buy them yet from the Wandering Merchant because at reset I get more. We get more free ones with the coins and everything else. So I need 600, so I need 400 more, which I might be able to get. We still have 2 days, so with the free bullets that we get with the diamonds and everything, might be able to suck in enough free ones to get the 1,000 for the speed ups. But yeah, and the next event I think is what is probably Bullseye, I think. So that's cool, but there won't be any speed ups there. So I have. Oh no. Next event, is it Bullseye? No, it's Glittering event, isn't it? I don't know what it is. Let me go check. Cool, we have our little calendar now. September calendar, we just are doing says Glittering event here. What is this? Okay, here. 22nd, 23rd, moon. Oh, look at that, Vader. Moonstone Blessing. Look at that. Hero Growth Bounty Hunter. And then... Oh, yeah, Glittering Market. Glittering Market is next. Okay. So, Glittering Market has speed ups. So, yeah, I'll be looking to clean out the Glittering event for speed ups as well. So, and I'll be doing that. I mean, if the season is right now, people are thinking maybe like 4 weeks away. So if it's 4 weeks away, then that gives me a few events to stockpile these speed ups, and also whatever we can compile during the week on things like digs and stuff like that. So I would highly recommend everybody do the same. For those that watched earlier, we had we played Desert Storm and we lost to GUG. And I was pointing out these fights that I had with Danzig. And funny enough, this fight right here, Danzig was watching our YouTube, and he contacted me afterwards. So kind of cool. So here we fought with Danzig, and this is what happened. So even... What I was saying was he had his Gorilla and 72.4 million missile march, and I had a 65.6. Yeah, Vader, it sucks to lose. So when you looked at our teams, the big difference that I was pointing out was just tech. And so he had split his tech, and he had a missile mastery and his aircraft mastery here. So I was saying... he kept attacking me, but this is the problem. Like, shouldn't be splitting the attack. So he contacted me, in all fairness, to just say, like, his side of why he looks like that, which was awesome that Danzig was tuning in. So, cool. This was his second team, missile. His first team was air. Now he switched. So now he's working on missile. That's why his chips here for missile aren't built out. So he had his Gorilla on missile, but air was his original first team. So he put missile now as his first, but he's building here. I still told him in our chat that my goal here is to give everybody advice. So it's really not, like I told him, and he didn't take it. He didn't take it as an insult or anything. He just wanted to explain to me why he was building the way he was, and I just explained to him that for me, my goal is to give advice to everybody, and my advice is, to not build the way he did. It's my opinion. I think he would have been better off building out his mastery to 100% and then switching to missile, because as these reports show, it just didn't go well for him. And then even if you looked at his second team matchup that he did with his air versus me, he wasn't beating me with air. He had a 64.2, and he was saying like his gear isn't as good as mine, which is true. However, the big difference between our gears was mythics. And mythics are really like the best for mythics is the counter that it works. So if he was a tank, then I would understand it. But this was air versus air. So the bonus, the big bonus for mythic wasn't that big a deal. You could see it's only 0.5 difference in gear power for us because it's not the counter advantage. But again, the real advantage he had an advantage here with strategic pillar for his gorilla here with all his, and then he had this built out his special training. But even with his aircraft mastery is built out more. So he had that, but his air still came up short. So I was telling him, he was saying, well, that's because of my chip. But no, his chips were pretty even. And then he was saying, well, that's because of his gear. But his gear wasn't. It was 0.5. So you know what the difference in this battle was? I was trying to tell him. The difference in this battle? Right here. Sarah. I use Sarah, and he doesn't. And that was the difference in this battle. He's stronger than me, 64.2. So it certainly was enough to make up the advantage of the gear, which is 0.5 here. Our exclusives are essentially the same. He is actually using this, which you already know on the account. I don't like putting the extra exclusives. He only got 0.1 there. And his gear, it's about a 0.5 difference. But the real advantage is Sarah. I mean, it just keeps proving it time and time again. I do these proofs, and we did this, right, with sandboxing this week to show the difference between air, and that was air versus tank. So I was wondering, I haven't got a chance to sandbox yet, because I was wondering the difference between air versus air and how Sarah was going to perform. Well, I think you have your answer. Because if you come and look at the numbers of just what everybody looks like, you can see Morrison in here from a damage perspective is 6.5 for him. And Skylar's putting up 14.5. And then if you look over what Sarah's doing with buff, you got 28.8 and 25.9. So even the defense, like Sarah buffing this defense, look, 12.1 and 6.8. So even Carly got a little bit of a buff from Sarah there compared to his. So, yeah, I mean, Sarah, the damage just comes off the charts when you look at, like, our divas are the same, but really the difference is with Sarah buffing Skylar, you can see it goes from 14.5 combined with Morrison. That only gave him 22. And so it ends up being, 28.8 with Skylar on top of that. So it's just, Sarah's a bump and an advantage over here. And even with his tech being, don't forget, like, he had the advantage in tech. Everybody says mastery, mastery, mastery. He had that. He had me on mastery 61% to 28%. So he had me by 40%. Both of our defense and our siege, I love it. He did everything he's supposed to with siege and defense. So he's working it all right, to me. But anyway, in all fairness to him, like, he contacted me, reached out, real nice guy, and contacting and talking with him. He's a subscriber, so big fan, WWC. But I wanted to just give him a shout out. Good fight today. Good. It was a good match, and they won. But yeah, just some feedback on the whole, the two battle reports that we had with Missile and the, again, Sarah trumping Morrison, and that's with now 2 battles, so that's now proving out an air versus tank and air versus air. So the only thing we have left is to really watch what happens with air versus Missile and seeing how she performs versus Morrison. So I don't know that yet. We haven't tested that fully without the variables and sandboxed that out. But so far, it's looking pretty good for Sarah. And this week, I am testing, and I'll have more information in regards to Sarah plus Murphy. So I'm going to remove Carly, put Murphy in with Sarah, and then see how our tests run with just that. Without the 4+1, Sarah has been better than just Murphy. So when it's just Sarah versus Murphy, Sarah works better. But I don't know if it's Sarah and Murphy. how those numbers are going to play out. So we'll run that in the sandbox and find out. And I know everybody's been wondering about tank. I keep getting all these messages around tank. Do tank, do tank, do tank. So I did do the 5 best lineup for tank. But we will do more of mixed squad tank and get into that as we test. So that's a season 5 and sandbox update. Is it safe to run Sarah over Morrison permanently? Yeah, that's what I was just talking about. So it appears, at least I can only talk right now from sandboxing. I don't want to speak out of turn until I run the missile, but right now it's safe to say that air versus tank and air versus air. Yes, Sarah. As long as you have that tactic skill built out, I have both the tactic skill and what's the other skill I have that she's here? I have both her skills maxed here. Her auto attack. So her tactic skill is a must. If you don't have this max, then no. Like you have to max out. You have to max out her tactic to make it worth it, because this is what's going to buff your air. So max this out, and then auto attack. We were running that before, looking at some information before, and with the auto attack, and putting up decent numbers. So. No. I would say no. I would say I wouldn't run Sarah yet. Then I'm sorry, I didn't know where you were in what season. Season 4, she becomes, she'll become a UR hero. I'm not sure it's gonna work as well with her as a purple hero. I didn't run it then, so I can't really advise one way or another. We didn't sandbox that. I'd love for you to do it. Like, let us know. It'd be great information to have for everybody in the community to know how it runs, Abdul. Just find some people, run some tests. Please go into our Discord and put some battle reports in there before she turns UR to see what it's like with her in battle. But again, either way, I would, you can up her skills, so when she's available, when you get her in the season, you want to have her up, because I'll tell you what, if you run her with Murphy and that 4+1 card when you get into season 4, you're gonna love that lineup. So if you're pushing air, that's awesome. Are they totally different? Okay, so there you go. So thanks, K17. I don't know that. That's great to know. It makes sense that it works that way. So yeah, but try it out, Abdul. I'd love to see the reports still. I live off these battle reports to see the testing of what it looks like. So run it, but as K17 said, if it's, could be totally different. I don't run her now. I'm basically a little spender her month bank, so I probably won't have the RSS to run her yet. Tank is main, so I put all my RSS. Yeah. Oh, if your main is tanking, just keep running, bro. No need to switch to air. You're good. You can take your air as your second squad, but just keep pushing tank. All good. You can in the season, like if you were to have Adam, if you have Adam pushed out, you can throw the gear on Adam and use your 4+1 card in season 4. There's just the tactic cards that come out. We got to get ready for kill event, but yeah. Thanks for the information, K17, Abdul. Appreciate it. And now it's time to get giddy. Time to get giddy. Come on. We got a clean sweep this week for the against the team who asked for the ceasefire today. Your tank is 35, competes with air around power. Yeah, if you stick with tank and you just see it through, and you don't fall for the everybody kind of switching to air and getting the buff on you, it'll play out in your advantage. I mean, you'll be able to build your tanks faster and stronger. We run into some pretty strong tank squads around us, like 75 million, 77 million tank squads that from people that just stuck with tank, and they wreak havoc on the missile squads because everybody builds out their missile squads. So. All right, so we have meteorite. We have somebody wanted to do who was it that wanted to do some kind of ceasefire here? B4P. So I don't know. I hate these things, but we got to watch out for B4P and meteorite. So before then, as always, we jump in and wait for our kill event. We'll jump in 3.5. We get 5 minutes. 5-minute murder spree on our alliance. That we're going against. There is one big in there versus. I forget who it is. I should probably look at who it is. Although I picture him either not shielding or going away because Hulk is around. This guy right here, 307. I'd be interested. I'm gonna let him attack me. At this point, I'm going to let people attack me to see how strong somebody can rip through my wall. At this point, because yesterday we had Negotiator I was in Canyon Storm with, and he was 275 THP, and he did not go through my wall. We basically broke even. I can't remember if I actually won a fight with him or we were even. Whatever it was, he didn't rip through my wall. I'm pretty sure I was able to hold him off, and he couldn't rip through my missile squad. So I'm gonna run and keep my 1-2 on the wall to see if this person can rip through both my missile and air. And kind of have to judge my power at this point. Finally coming up on my last exclusive weapon, so I'll be done with the dailies soon because I have 290 right now and I need 400. So we need another 110 exclusive. So I actually don't know if I'm even going to bother with the dailies. I might just save the $10 because I think between now and Thursday, actually Thursday for us for Versus might be a save, so it might not even be a push week. And if it's not a push week, then I'm definitely not going to get the 10s. And then really I don't buy anymore on Hero Day. So I just save because those exclusives I can't use as universal for the season. So the only thing that matters at that point are universals to carry over the seasons, and all my heroes will be level 30. And I'll be able to do more sandboxing with Williams too when I have his exclusive to level 30 to see how he runs. I also want to see how he runs with air at level 30. Keep hearing all these rumors about Williams level 30 exclusive. Sure, what we're getting here. Williams' tactic additionally increases energy damage taken by all enemies by 12%, lasting for 4 seconds. Okay. That's good stuff. Alright, we'll see the difference of that. I think somebody in